We're gonna do a little Q&A today. We got 5 or 6 questions. Brola, go ahead if you're ready.
This is Hunter _4213. What's your favorite state or area to hunt or fish in?
Favorite state or area to hunt or fish in? So for hunting, there's probably be 2 different things. Hunting, probably Kansas. I love hunting whitetail in Kansas. I think it's one of my favorite times of the year because it's like going to Kansas with my bow, and going to Kansas where it's like the land of the giant whitetails is pretty fun. So I'd probably say Kansas for hunting. For fishing, I'm a little bit more of a fan of saltwater than I am of freshwater, so I'd probably say Florida, the home state. I was born in Florida. I love fishing Florida. I'd say snook is probably my favorite fish to catch. Caught a lot of tarpon too. Tarpon. I don't know. I think tarpon are stupid, to be honest. I love catching tarpon. Don't get me wrong. It's a good workout for sure. But I think snook is my favorite. And you know what? I fly fished before, but I haven't gotten into fly fishing. I always said I was going to fly fish when I was older and bored. And that might be the case, but after watching a bunch of saltwater fly fishing videos for like tarpon and stuff, it really gives me the itch. So that might be a possibility. What's you got next?
Mills Braden 0516 asks, who's Outlaw been listening to the past couple months? Also, are you working on any music?
Outlaw been listening. So he's probably talking about music, I'm guessing. What have I been listening to? Dude, I'm not a huge music guy, to be honest. I don't most of the time I'm in my truck or at the gym. I'm just listening to silence or I'm listening to a podcast. Like I said early in the show, I'm not a big TV watcher or anything like that. So neither really with music. I've never been a giant music guy. I don't like concerts, all that. I mean, I do listen to country. I like outlaw country. I do like some new age country. I shouted out my boy Ian Munsick. What do I say? I don't know. I listen to everything. Sometimes I'm just in the mood for something, and I just found out who I don't even know how to pronounce it. Baby Rex or Baby Rexa. Something like that. We were just listening to her working on the truck, and that was pretty dope. So that's what I've been listening to lately. I don't even know what that music's considered. Probably pop or something like that. Guys, I'm telling you, I don't give a about music, all right? And if I have any music coming out, yes. And to stem off of that, when I say I have music coming out, I think people automatically take me as some type of musical artist, which I've never, ever claimed to be, when all of my songs, besides a couple, have been comedy songs and have charted on the comedy charts. I think these and I get that I have a younger generation watching me. There's a portion of my audience that's a younger generation and their brain's not fully formed yet. But come on, dude. Get your together. The crap I come out with that some people are commenting and they think it's 100% serious. Dude, I remember when Sagging Her Boobs came out, which I think it just hit 10 million views, or it just about hit 10 million views. People were commenting does he know that's a guy? So, I don't know, man. The more I'm on social media, the more I realize how dumb our country, our world is getting daily because of this, because of the internet on what we're on right now. So I just try to stay out of it. But yeah, more music is coming, and it will be featured on this show, the Backwoods Broadcast. We got more music coming your way. Don't you worry about it, and it's going to be serious. It's going to be as serious as possible. Don't you worry about that. What you got next, Brola?
Kenzie _Cure asks, if you had your life to live over again, would you do anything different?
No way. One, if you ever put yourself in that position to think that way, then you're losing out on time. and you're regretting things. I don't have any regrets. Obviously, there's things in my head that I'm like, man, I really wish I didn't talk to my mom this way, or I really wish that I didn't make this mistake because maybe this person would have been affected differently. But if you look at it the other way, and how did that decision I made or that choice that I made affect my life for the better because now I learned from it, I think that helps more than going back in time and fixing it, because then I wouldn't have learned. You know what I mean? I think people are so afraid to fail and dude, kids, what's wrong with these kids nowadays? The reason why you aren't seeing these freaking 16 and 17-year-old kids, I mean, there's a lot of different reasons for it, but a lot of the reasons why they don't go out and work is because they can't be told what to do. One, because they have horrible parents that are just afraid to even, because their kid whines and they don't want to hear it, so they just let them do whatever they want to do because people are so freaking lazy nowadays. It's, I don't know. I don't even know I was just about to go on just a long tangent, which I've been doing a lot on this episode. I apologize for that. What was the original question again? I'm kidding. No, I would not change anything, and I don't ever think that way. And the way I think about it is obviously the lessons I've learned, and I feel like more people should feel like in situations that they may be in life, there's lessons to be learned there. They're just too afraid to learn them because of their ego. And I try to have no ego. Every single day I wake up, I try to leave my ego in bed where it belongs. Right, babe? Next question, brother.
XL_Chris_ asks, do you wipe from the front or from the back?
Do I wipe from? Well, from the back. Dude, Pete, the guys actually. Wait, what do you do?
Left to right.
Left to right? Dude, you wipe from the back, right?
No, front to back.
Like, but is he talking about like this?
Well, it's like however way do you do it?
Well, like this.
Yeah, so do you go from the front and then to the back while wiping?
Who would go like this? You hit your balls.
Yeah, who would do that? Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, so
I got
front
some
to
big.
back.
I got some big kahunas down there, dude. I don't know how I got them sons of dicks, but they big and they get in the way. So I got to stretch some things out if I'm gonna be going from back to front. So if you do back to front, that's weird. I thought you was talking about doing this.
No.
No, he's got to be talking about doing this.
Yeah.
Because if you're going like this, you got to do that. I can't believe we're talking about wiping right now. Wiping your ass. Okay. If you wipe literally like this, come on. You just hold your balls up and you're just like, scoop it up. Oh my gosh, man. Also, here's a question for all of y'all. And mind you, okay, listen. I'm a guy who I don't know how to say this without sounding. How do I even say that? Without sounding like I drink Bud Light. Let's just say that. I shave down there, not down here, but I shave back here a lot. Do you? I don't know. Have you ever?
I have.
Okay, so like I don't shave the cheeks, but the crevice I shave a lot. One, because I'm always hoping for a Remy, but no. One, it makes wiping a much more pleasurable experience. Number two, a little piece of advice. Stop wiping your ass with toilet paper and start getting on them baby wipes, son, but make sure you get the flushable kind, which I've also heard the flushable kind aren't as great. And why are you shaking your head right now?
Just my neighbors flush their baby wipes and it messes up our whole building.
But they have babies in there. See, I got a baby and her wipes are, well, I did. Her wipes are not flushable. You got to get, like, I get dude wipes that are flushable, but they still just say only do one sheet. I'm telling you, it'll change your life. Shave back there, okay? Be a little careful on the first time, especially if you got hemorrhoids like me. Be careful and get you some dude wipes or some flushable wipes. It'll change your life. Come back. If you see me on the street, tell me about it. Be like, you changed my butt wiping life, dude. I gotcha. Do we got a few more?
Yep.
Okay, let's roll, baby.
Sunny_J48 asks, if you could only hunt one animal for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Antelope, pronghorn, speed goat, whatever you want to call it. They're a lot of people don't even know that. Dude, I remember the first time I shot a pronghorn with my bow out here. Oh, well, it wasn't the first time I shot, but the first time I posted it, like I actually filmed it and whatever. People are like, what is that animal? What is that animal? I realize a lot of people that watch me are from the South, and I live out west. And we've got elk and all that shit out here. So you guys are like, what the hell? We got turkeys and whitetail down here. What the dick doing in chupacabras, son? So we have antelope out here. And one, I love the taste of antelope. A lot of people don't. But the reason why I like the taste of antelope around where I'm at is because we don't have sage. We got yucca, but they ain't eating those, and we don't have sage, so they don't taste like sage. And a lot of people say that about antelope. It's like, oh man, I don't like antelope because they taste like sage. Fat Boy hates antelope, even the ones I kill, because he's just a weirdo. But I love antelope, and I would eat it. All I eat is wild game. We don't buy beef. We rarely buy fish because I go up to Alaska. I used to go up to Alaska every year. I haven't been up since COVID, but we usually just eat the meat that I kill and harvest myself. Antelope, 100%. I love it with a bow or with a rifle. Every year I put in for it, and there's 5 or 6 states that have them, and my goal is to shoot one in every state. And we got an antelope back here. I've never even shot. Is that my biggest? That one's probably bigger. That antelope that I Euro mounted. I only mounted him because he was weird. You can't really see how weird he is now, but he's freaking, he's like one goes back and one goes to the side, and he looks a little weird. And when he looked at me, right before I shot him with the rifle, shot him with my 270, I was like, you gonna die. Sorry, boy. It's not the greatest fun hunting if you're hunting them over a water hole. It's usually 110 degrees in the blind, just because of the time of year it opens in August. Shooting them with a rifle, that's cool. But then also spot and stalking with a bow is one of the hardest things to do for a speed goat. One, your shot's going to be super far. And then 2, you're usually in prairies where the wind is freaking howling. So you got to make ethical shots, and you got to make good shots. And I've only done it one time, spot and stock with my bow. So the rest of them have all been, most of them. I've only shot one with my rifle. The rest have been with a bow, but they've been over water. There's only one that's been spot and stock. So I love the challenge of them. Antelope is the answer. Sorry for the long-winded. Keep it going, baby.
What was the scariest moment you have had while hunting or fishing?
Scariest moment. I don't know. What was that? Oh, that light just went off. Is that okay? Is it okay? All right, good. It's the end of the show anyways. Things are dying, dude. Okay, so I can't think of anything really hunting-wise, which after the show I'm probably going to be like, oh my gosh, why did you think of that? I was in the Keys, the Florida Keys, with my wife. We were fishing for tarpon, and my buddy, Captain Ryan Carter, and we were a mile offshore at the mile marker buoys, and we were catching tarpon like every cast. It was super fun, but it was like seas were rough. Seas were very, very rough. And he's on like a flats boat, and I'm on the bow. Every time I cast, I'm getting hooked up on tarpon. Small, big. I mean, most of everything we caught was under 100 pounds. But it was like, it was every cast. So I think it was my second tarpon, and I think we had I can't remember why, but or maybe we anchored. We actually anchored. Yeah, I was thinking we had the trolling motor down. We were anchored, and he was on the front of the boat, and I was trying to bring him around the other side, or it was like this side, and my flip-flop hit the little edge of the boat, and I just went flying overboard. I kept my rod in my hand. There's a video of this. The GoPro doesn't catch me actually going overboard, but it catches me like seconds later holding onto the side of the boat with the fish still in my hand and the rod. I hand the rod over to Captain Ryan. I get around the back, and the current was ripping where I couldn't almost, if I didn't hand the rod off to him, I would have been gone because I couldn't hold anymore because it was just trying to rip me out to sea. And I was able to get back to the back, and I was like, I told my wife, I'm like, babe, help me. I felt like such a you-know-what at that moment because I had no more, all the lactic acid everywhere in my body. I couldn't move. I was all tensed up, and I got back in. He handed me the rod, and I caught the freaking fish. That was probably the scariest. And then I had some pretty scary moments when I fished in Alaska as well. I was a commercial fisherman up there. Had a few times where we were the first year I went up there. We did set net fishing, which is all by hand, and it can get very dangerous if you don't read the tide right. Well, our captain for the day, we kind of switched up being captains. Every once in a while, we were on these aluminum skiffs, and he read the tide wrong. Hard to tell, really hard to tell out there. We were in the Cook Inlet, which is the longest tides in the world. They go out like over a mile. You know what I mean? It was really hard to read the tide that day. He couldn't figure it out. He didn't let us know that, and almost killed me and my bowman Duncan, who was from Northern Cali. We got pinched with the set line, and both of us were pinched to the side of the boat, and you're going against the tide. Our captain, Steve, fell over, and the throttle was still going, so it was just throttling us and pinching us to where it wanted to, like, cut us in half to where he could get back up and turn the throttle off and turn us back around. Ended up going the wrong way when he got back to the motor. Everything went wrong, and the set line snapped like a rubber band at our face. We both got hit. Duncan got knocked out, and I thought he was dead, to be honest with you. I luckily was still up. I just had a scrape all the way up my face. We ripped a hole the size of a Volkswagen in our net, and our main captain saw it all happen from across the way, and he ripped over to us, and instead of saying, "Are you okay?" he just ripped into us, told us to go back. He was absolutely pissed, and I think I was 18 at that time. That was probably the scariest thing that ever happened, where we saw our life flash before our eyes, and I thought Duncan was he was knocked out, and he came to. We had some scrapes and bruises. We broke some nets, and we ended up mending a net the rest of the day. Great freaking time, man. So, anyways, that's it.
Signs over. Click on one of these pictures to continue your adventure. Y'all come back now, you hear?